Now, rappers like to shock, and Northern Ireland's latest success follows that trend. A rap trio from Belfast, which performs mainly in Irish, have sold out gigs in the UK, the Ireland and US. The Ireland even. And now Kneecap are making their acting debut. Their film is having its premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in the US. Our culture correspondent Charlotte Gallagher has been to Belfast to meet them. And a warning, her report does contain some flash photography.
The fact these three characters don't really mention the language that much the whole film. They're like selling drugs and like talking about, you know, youth culture through the language rather than they're living and surviving through the language.
You've heard of intergenerational trauma, right?
Right.
Our history.
Our history has become our biology.
The band grew up after the Good Friday Agreement in a time of relative peace. The film explores Kneecap are at the forefront of Irish hip-hop, rapping in both Irish and English. Their self-titled film, a semi-fictionalised account of how they got together, also blends the two languages. And it's the first Irish language film to be included at the Sundance Film Festival.
They called our generation the ceasefire babies.
You know, so it's about these three fellas trying to find, you know, their place in the world, and it's about, you know, their identity and stuff like that. So everybody has this idea of the Irish language that, like, we all just sit about pubs playing fiddles and talking about grammar. Do you know what I mean? When in
What that means to young people in Northern Ireland. Kneecap had never acted before. Director Rich Peppiatt says that was a challenge at first.
But it wasn't they couldn't act, they didn't know how to act, right? And because, you know, it's not necessarily a natural thing. And we got on board a acting coach called Kieran Lagan, who's from Queen's University, and he put together a course that over 6 months, you know, kind of put them through a university degree in acting, all the theory and things like that. And they absolutely blossom week by week. And I think the biggest thing people are going to be surprised about is just how good they are on screen. And, you know, they are acting opposite people like Michael Fassbender, Simone Kirby, some of the greatest actors Ireland's produced in you know, a generation, and they don't look like they're there because they've won a raffle.
Kneecap are not without controversy. This mural showing a police Land Rover on fire did upset some local politicians, but the band say they're about making music, not stirring up tensions.
I think controversy is definitely subjective, because like we had the song "Get Your Boots Out," which that has nothing to do with a mass exodus of British people from the north of Ireland or anything like that there.
which people like to believe is what
People
they
like to
do.
believe, and that's kind of what we're playing off there. But in reality, the song, if anyone, obviously if you don't speak Irish, you don't know what we're saying, but the song's about taking the DUP out and the night out. So in many aspects, people have different ideas of what we are, but we obviously just make music.
You see this kind of aesthetic as well, where people wearing tracksuits and the kind of clothes you wear. It's associated with a type of scumbaggery, and people just have that image straight away.
I think it's the balaclava.
But that's what I was just about to say that as well. With the balaclava as well, people they look at this and think it's a kind of sectarian statement or something, but it's the opposite.
The name is derived from so-called kneecapping, where people are shot in the legs by paramilitaries. But Kneecap say their name isn't a celebration of violence.
Any interview we do, we always say like we're glad that there's peace right now. Like we're not trying to stoke any fires, and like we're all the same people. Do you know what I mean?
And the pioneers in Irish rap gave me a language lesson before I left.
Támuid an seo in Belfast,
Támuid an seo in Belfast,
le kneecap and you.
le Kneecap and you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
What's thank you in Irish?
Garamaigat.
It's not easy.
That was I'm here with Kneecap today in Belfast. Apologies about the pronunciation. Charlotte Gallagher, BBC News.